Hi, I'm Brian with Next Step Audio Enhancement, and I'm back with you today with the next installment of Your New Home series. For those of you who have been following along the series, you know exactly where this bracket came from, right? This is where we mounted our TV in the last episode. So what we're doing today is we're going to put the pass-through box, actually install it in the wall. Now I know some of you are out there thinking, why didn't they do this before they mounted the TV up on the wall? Good question, but we do it in this order on purpose. You see, this box won't fit inside the opening of this bracket, which is often the case with the mounts that we use. So we need to have it outside of this footprint, right? We also want to make sure it's in a place where we're going to be able to put it between the studs, right? We're going to miss any pieces coming across here, which it is. We want to make sure it's going to be behind the outline of the television. So we've got the sides here, top of it's up here, so that also works. It's better to have it above rather than below, so that way you have room to run the wires so they're not hanging down beneath the TV and have the wire hanging down there. Yeah, not a good look. We don't play that game. And this just lets us make sure that it's going to be in a position that's going to work for this. In addition, having it higher makes it a shorter pull when you're pulling wires up into the attic, which we will do later. We'll show you that video in an upcoming episode. And it also makes it easier for the electrician when they're up in the attic to make the connection with the electrical, drop the electrical down. And that's also, by the way, why we're installing the box first before the electrician comes out, so that he's got a place to terminate that Romex when he runs it through the wall. He can actually wire the plug up, install it in the box. Everything's good. There's no open wires hanging in the wall there waiting to be discovered or anything like that. So this is the proper order in which to do things. And what we found from experience is the best way to do it. Make sense? Good deal. So what we're going to do is first we're going to look at the box itself. So we're using a Pass & Seymour box. You'll notice the covers are off the top and the bottom. And if you look at the instructions, and yes, we do read instructions. I know it's weird, I'm a guy, but honest, I do it. You'll find that these little cutouts here in the corner are there to let you mark the corners of the box. So it says you simply turn the box around, you put it up where you want it, you check for level, right? Always check for level. It just is more professional if everything is level up on the wall, right? Position it where you want it. You got it level, center bubble. And you simply take your pencil right in these corners, mark all four corners. There you go, marked up, and then you use your level once again, connect the dots top and bottom, and you've got your outline of where you're going to cut for your box. Make sense? I actually did the mock-up in tape here, so I know it's the right size, and I've checked this. I know this is level. I know this is true. So we can just use the outline of this tape to cut everything out. Once it's all cut out, we'll show you how you put it in. We'll button everything up, on with our day. Give me a second, let me get the tools ready. Okay, so I've got my vibration saw, I've got my vacuum ready to go. Again, we use the vacuum at the same time as we're cutting, keeps the dust down, keeps it from going all over the place. Sheetrock dust is horrible. Also, we've picked up the area rug that's here, rolled it up. It's out of the way, way off to the side, so we're not getting concrete dust in that. If you've got a situation where you've got wall-to-wall carpet in here, get your dust cloth down here to catch that, because getting the dust back up out of the carpet is a bear, even with the vacuum. So you want to protect your area as well as you can, and you want to minimize as much dust as you can. So let's make some noise. Well, there we go. That could cause a little bit of a problem in there. And you can see here, Put these guys back in here, and our box goes right in here like so. So our wires are going to come out of this little hole over here. Our electrical outlet goes right in here. I may have to make some notches into this stud that's back in there hiding in the wall that our stud finder didn't pick up, but this is where our box is going to go. Come back in just a second. We'll get this screwed in here and in place, but first we're going to figure out what we're going to do inside here. Be right back. Okay, so after notching out this stud here, now before we did that, we got our scope out. We have a scope that we could look inside walls. We checked up, we checked down, we made sure that this wasn't holding something up inside the wall there. We know this is not a load-bearing wall. Trust me, I've been up in the attic. Not a pretty sight to get there. But we determined that basically that this stud that's in here is left over from old construction. This was a garage at one point. This was not a family room. This was a breezeway. This was probably a doorway at some point, which is why that's in there. Right now it's just in the way. So we notched it out in the back there to give us plenty of room for when we put our electrical outlet on this side right here of the box. We'll let the electrician make sure that it's all dressed up properly, that there's no issues, and that it meets all the codes and everything. When he comes and installs that box in here, we put a hole back here for the wire to come in, the Romex, so that it's not bunched up, it's not kinked or anything up there and smushed up against that stud. All is well. And we've gotten 3 out of 4 of these little wing nuts tightened up there. I wanted to show you how we set this, and this is kind of important. Now, we always make sure, again, that this is level, so as we tighten this up, we have the level up against the side here, make sure that our bubble is in the center here, right? We check both sides as we're doing it. But when we use a drill for installation, okay, a cordless, we set it to the very lightest setting here. This is not a force deal. All this is doing is taking up the extra threads on this until the wing touches the back of the sheetrock. Then we get our screwdriver out and do the last bit by hand so that we're not over tightening, because you can crack this plastic, you can cut into the back of the sheetrock, you could strip things out. It's just bad. So if you're going to use a cordless drill to save yourself time, you got to have it set on the lowest setting here so that when it gets up here tight, it'll stop and not hurt anything. So let me show you on this last guy right here. And just like that, it's up there. It's snug up against the back. It saved me a lot of twisting with my screwdriver here. And then we come back in here with the screwdriver, make sure everything is tight enough so that this box isn't going to move anywhere. The last steps on this install are simply installing this little brush bushing here, which goes right here. We're not going to do that now because we're going to have conduit here. We're going to have, wires coming through here for running up and over and all the rest of that stuff, and for installing the outlet here. Again, we're going to let the electrician do that. The next time you see this box, it'll have an outlet in here. It'll have covers over the top and bottom, and you won't even hardly notice it's there. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, rock and roll. On to the next step. Stay tuned for the next video. We'll show you getting these speakers in the wall. We'll show you wiring these speakers so that all the wires are coming out the front first, right? And then we'll show how those wires are just going to go right up that conduit and into the other room after we show you the installation of our rack in the other room. We got some cool things coming up. Stay tuned. If you like this video, subscribe to the video, right down below here, right? Hit the subscribe button. You can also hit that little bell icon there, and that'll give you alerts on YouTube when we post new ones. That way you won't miss the next of our series here. You can also go to any of the socials. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, all of them. Also, you can always go right to the source. NextStepAudioEnhancement.com, NextStepAE.com. Again, right down below this video. Click on it, you'll pop right onto our web page. Go up to the upper right hand corner of the web page there. There's a hamburger stack menu. Hit it, go to videos. Guess what you're going to find there? That's right. So thank you all for watching. This is the next in the step. Pretty soon this is coming together. I'm excited for it. I hope you're excited for your own experience. We'll see you soon.